Imagine going from this... Ow, stop it, ow, please, stop it, ow, to this.
I am Iron Man.
Pretty cool, right? And that's just one of 4 incredible effects, aromatics. That was supposed to be me like taking like a deep breath for the sweet scent of aromatics, and it sounded like I just got winded and surprised at the same time. That me until recently, and maybe you are completely ignoring. These are 4 incredibly powerful consumables that are so easy to miss and essentially never get to benefit from. Not only do they let you do incredible things, they let you do incredible builds, and especially one of them, honestly, I know it gets thrown around a lot, but is on the side of overpowered, because in PvP, it lets you just stand there, ignoring what enemies are doing, and just kill them. So before we go over each of the 4 aromatics, what are aromatics? Well, around the world you can find perfume bottles. These are key items, and each one you find adds to the total amount of aromatics you can have at once. I have 5, so I can have a stack of 5 ready to go that will refresh, assuming I have enough of them crafted, each time you do the grace. But these are useless without the recipes to actually craft the aromatics to store in them and then use. So that's what we're going to talk about today. The 4 aromatics, how they work, if they're worth it, and where to get the recipe to craft them. The first one, and by far I would say the worst, is the use this for damage. It's kind of a throwaway one, and indeed you do throw away a load of spark powder that kind of detonates, does a load of damage at a kind of alright arc. I say a load of damage, it's alright damage. The main pro here is that it comes out very quickly. The time between you pressing the button and damage occurring is like lightning, at least relative to a lot of the options available in game, which would make it quite a nice mix-up in PvP, or a really rapid way to finish an enemy or boss off if you have them low and you need it over right now, you're panicking. In any case, yeah, it's the damage one. The other 3 are much more useful. Let's go with, well, I would say the next best one. You know, the wondrous physic flask option that lets you essentially take any one hit and it essentially does no damage? Yeah, you can get that in aromatic form, which means you can have a stack of items sat there that you can keep using throughout a boss fight that keeps making you immune to the next big attack the boss does, which is actually really potent and can really help on something that you're struggling with. This is the uplifting aromatic, and it is just a reusable, transportable, I will not die from the next hit, and that's really, really cool. And has a little bonus effect of increasing your allies' attack power, so summons, or if you're playing multiplayer. The next 2 then are the big boys. The next 2 are where it's at. Firstly then, we have the bloodboil aromatic. Oh no, my blood! This then, essentially, is a reusable, transportable, no faith required, oh flame, or golden vow, or basically use this and then you get a massive boost to your physical damage. I was getting an increase of around 50%. And it's not like it's one that runs out near instantly, you get a couple attacks, and, well, I hope you enjoyed it. It lasts for a minute. And while it doesn't stack with the aforementioned buffs or other attack buffs, it does mean for any situation that needs it, you can give yourself a massive damage jump with no investment into a stat required to make it happen, which lets you focus your build more precisely on what you're actually trying to do without dipping into faith, for example, as long as you can keep these stocked, which just means material farming around the world. That's really awesome and really an option everyone should have access to. Why did that come out like that? In any case, that's what I get for never scripting anything, isn't it? In any case, the final one is truly, I mean, is metal.
You can't kill the metal.
Yes, Iron Skin Shenanigans from Souls of Old is back in aromatic form, and it's really, really good. So this one is known as the Jar Aromatic. You get a massive boost to both damage reduction and poise, at the cost of taking extra damage from lightning and not being able to sprint or roll. However, you still can do stuff like Bloodhound Step around the place, and you're probably already seeing why that's a little bit silly. It also means any spell that you want to hold and channel, like the laser beam, you can do while iron, and then the enemy's probably not going to interrupt you unless they do an absolutely massively heavy attack, because they will still go through. And you can probably imagine how in PvP, as I was alluding to earlier, unless you are facing like a heavy strength build with a heavy thwack Ashes of War, you kinda just will mow people down. Now obviously the play, if you see someone using this, is just walk away for 30 seconds until it's done. You can't carry a lot of them, and it's a heavy investment to, well, become such a heavy investment. But it is a really nice way to surprise people, and combined with aforementioned Bloodhound Step, you still get to keep a little bit of that mobility. And essentially it just turns you into an attack trading machine, and you will likely come on top. The damage reduction is relative to how much damage reduction you already have, but in my case it over halved the amount of damage I take. That is absolutely ludicrous, on top of being essentially immune to being staggered by medium and light weaponry. And even then, heavy attacks are reduced in how much they affect you. It's just so utterly good, and is definitely something that you guys should have a play with, have a look at, because you can combine this in so many cool ways to create something marvelous and fun. Essentially, having this on turns any powerful yet hard to hit and hard to get off sorcery or Ashes of War, incantation, etc. into a powerhouse. Even just the dragon incantations, it's so easy to just hit the person doing them and then it cancels them. With this on, you can't just hit them and you will take the full breath to the face. Yeah, possibilities endless. So, how do you actually get them? Well, it's 3 specific perfumer cookbooks that we need to make this happen. The first one you find right near the Altus Plateau Coffin Site of Grace. Head up to the Perfumer Ruins, and right underneath the table you will find one of your first bottles, and right next to that is a chest, and in that chest you will get yourself your first cookbook. Oh, and there's the talisman down the stairs here that gives you increased potency of these aromatics too, so that's worth grabbing while you're here. In any case, this first cookbook will give you the uplifting one and our acid spray mist, so that's good to begin with. Then for our second cookbook, we want to head to the Shaded Castle, go from the main site of Grace in there, up into the library, climb up a ladder in there, and you will find it on the roof. This one unlocks for you the bloodboil aromatic for that massive damage increase. The final of these 3 cookbooks then can be found in a side tomb. You know, not the main tomb, just a bit of side tomb action. In any case, it's the Arusa side tomb, just outside of Lanedale here. Inside is a veritable maze of teleporting chests, and if you want to get to the actual boss here, yeah, you're in for a bit of work, but we don't need to get to the actual boss for this cookbook. In fact, you essentially just need to take one of the earliest teleporter chests as you proceed normally through the dungeon. You'll get sent to a dark, murky room, and the cookbook will be on the corpse in the middle of it. I do apologize for not having footage of this one. My dumbass decided to think I was recording when I wasn't when I first picked it up. In any case, this gets you your third cookbook, which is what gives you that lovely Jar Aromatic. You've seen the resources required, some of them easier than others, but all plenty farmable, and the jars are very much farmable in this place. You get Jar 2 to fuel that one. In any case, there you go. A little bit of a intro on aromatics, why they are so potent, and why you shouldn't be ignoring them if you indeed are. And it's fair enough if you are. I wasn't even aware of their existence till about a week ago, and I'm literally talking about Elden Ring for my job, so yeah. In any case, like if you enjoyed this, subscribe for more, please hit that bell so you don't miss any more guides, tips, tricks, great builds, and all of that good stuff. Consider supporting the future of this channel and keeping it going on Patreon down below, and until we meet again, a goodbye. Yeah.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.